What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another mental gym video in which I give you guys mental exercises you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today, guys, the mental exercise I have for you guys is boldness. And boldness in the context of achieving your goals, the definition I came up with is fully committing to a decision and then taking intense action to achieve your goals. And the key thing here is intense action, right? And fully committing. The two very important parts of this. So, to explain, when you decide to do something, you will usually get better results if you fully commit to the action and take intense action, or fully commit to the decision and then take intense action, right? If you're like, I'm going to punch this chair, I've fully committed to the decision, and then I'm going to, with my full force, punch the chair. Why do I think this can help you when it comes to achieving your goals? Because you will get comfortable, and with comfortability, you will be able to express yourself fully to accomplish something you want. Because you probably have known the feeling of being indecisive. You can think about this in a really small example way, like when you decide where you should eat food or something, right? You know what I'm saying? You know that feeling, and I would assume a lot of you guys feel better when you're just fully committed to something. When you're fully committed to an action and doing something, you feel better. Why? Because everything is clear. But when you're indecisive, when you're half in, half out, everything feels too uncertain. Obviously, with life, there's a level of uncertainty with everything. But generally speaking, when you have not fully committed to a decision, you're in this uncertainty. You don't really know what's going to go on. And you feel, generally speaking, less confident. And what I'd assume a lot of you guys know, when you do feel confident, you usually perform better with activities that help you achieve your goals, whatever the activity is, for whatever path of goal achievement you're on. When you feel confident, you usually perform better. And also, if you guys want to, I've made a confidence video, so I'll link that like right here somewhere, so you guys can check that out if you want to learn how to become more confident. But generally, I would assume you guys kind of understand confidence in the sense that you feel certain. Everything feels good, right? So with that being said, I want you guys to be more bold. I want you guys to fully commit to an action and then take intense action. So for whatever activity you're doing, let's say you want to start making YouTube videos. Let's say you need to make presentations for whatever profession you're pursuing right now. Let's say you need to go to a tryout for a sport that you want to play because you're trying to become a professional athlete. For whatever you were trying to do, fully commit to that decision and go in hard as hell. Never, and this is kind of like the more really important thing I want you guys to understand from this video, never go into anything timid. I'm not saying you can't be nervous. I'm not saying you can't be scared. I'm not saying you can't feel uneasy, but do not go in soft. Do not go in timid. Like, ooh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to this tryout. I'm going to make this presentation. I'm going to make this first YouTube video. Nope. I might be nervous, but I'm making this first fucking YouTube video. I might be nervous, but I'm going to this fucking trial and I'm trying as hard as I possibly can. I might be nervous, but I'm going to do this presentation for this job that I want to pursue. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to prepare properly. I'm going to practice. This is what I'm talking about when I say intense action. Don't go into things soft. Go in hard as hell. And a really important way I kind of want you guys to think about this, right? And I'll draw a little bit. So think about when you're riding a bike, right? And you have to go uphill. Just think of this as the hill, right? You have to go uphill, and then this is you, right? You're at the bottom of the hill and you have to go up this hill, right? You know, like when you've ridden a bike before, or just usually you're on any mobile vehicle type thing and you're going up a hill, it feels like a struggle. You're like clawing your way. You have to try super hard to get to your peak. And let's say the peak is like your comfortability level, where you feel good, you feel confident, you feel certain, you've adapted to the environment, right? You have to pull your way up there, like from like when you're on a bike, right? You're pedaling as hard as you can to get up there, right? That's what it's like when you come into things and you're not intense about it. When you're not fully committed to the decision and you don't go intense, you have to now start at the bottom of this hill. where you have to claw your way to feeling comfortable about what you just did, right? And I'll give you guys an example of this. So for me, back when I was like in high school, right? And you know how like you would have to do presentations sometimes, like a teacher would make you guys do a PowerPoint assignment or whatever. So when we needed to present those PowerPoints, I used to get kind of like nervous about doing it. Like I'd be like, ooh, I don't know if this is good, blah, 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 blah. I feel uncertain. And generally speaking, I was a pretty social and outgoing person in high school, but that's kind of besides the point. It was just like interesting that I was kind of like that, but at the same time, I was kind of nervous to present stuff. But you know, life can kind of be like that. You get nervous about some things, you don't get nervous about other things. So whatever. But point is, right? So I would be kind of nervous about presenting my stuff. So when I would present, I would kind of come in soft. I would come in at the bottom of the hill, right? I was fully committed. No, I want to say I was fully committed. When I say fully committed, I mean like your conviction is like you are going to do this and you're going to try your best because the intensity comes from the commitment, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna make my presentation, right? So I would come in at the bottom of this hill. I'd be like, hey guys, this is my bio presentation about the animal cell. All right, let's go to the next slide. So this is about you know what I'm saying? I would come in kind of hard, but then on the later slides, I would start talking kind of how I'm talking now. I'm like, oh yeah, so this is about the chloroplast. That's not normally in the animal cell. You know what I'm saying? Whatever bio shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I would come in a lot stronger in terms of my tone, the way I'm presenting myself and my body language, right? And I realized after this happened a couple times with my presentations that I would do for classes, I'd be like, bro, I hate feeling like this. Like I have to like work my way up to feeling comfortable about presenting in front of everybody. So I would start kind of like down here and shit. Like it just was not lit. Like I was just not messing with doing that. So then I made a promise to myself, whenever I do a presentation, I'm going to come in fully aggressive. Even though I feel nervous or uneasy or whatever, I have these emotions, I'm going to come in with full intensity and preparation, right? So whenever after that I had a presentation, I came in, I'm like, what's up guys? This is about the plant cell. We're doing a plant cell presentation today, and I'm gonna talk to you about the different parts of it. So let's get to the first slide. First slide, this is what's on it. You know, in the plant cell, there's this, this, and this. It's really cool. I thought it was interesting when I was doing the research. And see, like everyone in the classroom was like, damn, okay, he's in it. Like he's focused, bro. He's really gonna be presenting to us today, right? And when you start off at this high, right? Everything else comes easier. Because when I start off on that kind of crazy high, when I lower my tone to just, regular talking like this, it feels normal. It feels natural. I feel comfortable here because I started off at such a high peak in terms of the intensity I came in with the action of presenting the assignment. I came in super hard rather than me coming in at the bottom of the hill where I'm like, hey, blah, 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 and I have to work my way up to feeling comfortable. I can start off really high. It feels anxious, but basically I force my mind and body to get in it. Like we're in the game now. We're in the presentation. We're doing this boldly. This is going down, and you will just adapt sooner. It's easier to adapt when you go into things fully committed with full intensity compared to when you go into things kind of feeling uneasy, like you're not fully committed to the decision, and then the intensity of your action is kind of low. So you start at the bottom of the hill and everything doesn't feel as good, right? But what you want to do is you want to create momentum for yourself, because you have also probably experienced in whatever vehicle you're in or when you've ridden a bike, when you go downhill, everything feels great. You have momentum. The wind is blowing past you. Everything just feels great. So you want to start at the top of this hill and then come down like that, right? Or you just stay at the top, right? You keep the intensity the same, or you can go down like this, but either way, it feels good. You're like in the green zone here. So you want yourself to be up here, or if you have to go down, you'll feel nice and comfortable if you have to go down, and you can stay here and you'll get used to this, but you're already at the high and you'll get comfortable either going straight or you'll be comfortable going down. But you don't want to have to start here. You don't want to have to start here where you're at the bottom and you have to kind of work your way up to feeling confident and comfortable in whatever decision you are doing. And pretty much, as I always say with all my mental exercises, you can apply this with any path of goal achievement that you're on. With whatever you're trying to do, you can apply it anyway. So with whatever activities you are taking, like I was mentioning earlier, whether you're presenting for a profession you're pursuing, whether you're going for a trial for a sport or whatever, whether you're going to post your first video and you're going to start becoming a content creator, whatever the thing is, go in hard, fully committed. Because I know you guys want to feel confident in what you are doing as soon as possible. And the only way you can do that is going in with full intensity. Because if you don't, you have to start at a lower point. When you start that presentation, you're like, hey guys, when you go to that tryout and you're standing in the back, you're not really talking to anyone, you're not demanding the ball or whatever tryout you're at for a sport, you're not demanding the thing that you're playing the sport with is immediately, you're not communicating very loudly, you're not introducing yourself to the coaches or whatever the thing is. When you're not coming in hard, you have to then do all this work to get there. But even though when you are nervous, even though you were shy or uneasy or whatever you were feeling, you can still come in hard. Be scared, be nervous, but go in bold. Never go in soft. Because getting to that comfortability point where you can feel fully confident, fully get into your flow, and fully express yourself to perform well at whatever activity you were doing, it's going to be harder to get there. So pretty much the mental exercise for today is really just literally go in bold. That's literally it, guys. Try and make it as simple as possible. Just go in bold. Regardless if you're scared, regardless if you're nervous, regardless if you're shy, go in bold. I'm not saying it is easy. Nothing is easy. And it doesn't matter if things are easy or hard because it doesn't change the fact that you want the thing. You want to become extremely successful. You want to accomplish your goals. So regardless if this is hard, you have to practice doing it. Whenever you do whatever activity, and even if it's your first time, second time, third time, always be fully committed and go in with intense action. Intense, fully prepared, fully committed, going in as hard as possible, using all of your strength, pressure, energy, and focus to do the thing you're about to do. Always go in hard. You will reach that comfortable point sooner and you will be more confident and certain with all following actions compared to where you come in soft and now everything feels like a jump. Everything feels scary because you started at the bottom. Every step up feels like a struggle because you started at the bottom. But when you start really high, you can either stay where you're at or you can go down and you'll feel comfortable either way. You'll feel certain either way. You'll feel confident either way. Because when you're more confident, you usually perform better, right? I hope you guys agree with that. If you disagree, it's also okay, but that's just kind of what I believe. When you are confident, you perform better. When you perform better, your inputs are better, and that means you'll probably get better outcomes. When you get better outcomes, you increase the likelihood that you achieve your goals. So yeah, that is pretty much my boldness mental exercise. I really hope this made sense. I try to make it as simple as possible, and I hope you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to say. Like, just with whatever you do or whatever activities you do that involve you achieving your goals, go in bold. You might have also heard this if you've ever read the 48 Laws of Power, but this is kind of my own interpretation on one of the laws, because one of the laws, it's about like always going to things bold, right? But this is kind of like my interpretation in the context of achieving your goals. You kind of want to always go in hard to things, whatever the thing is, whether it's even just speaking to someone, whatever thing can help you achieve your goals. Go in boldly. Why? So you can feel comfortable sooner. When you go into things intense, when you go into things with full commitment and full conviction, you will get to a comfortable point sooner. And when you are comfortable, you can be more confident, you feel more certain, and for that reason, you'll perform better. When you perform better, you will probably get better outcomes, and with better outcomes comes an increased likelihood of chance that you achieve your goals because you're performing at your absolute best, and how much you can only demand your best. And your best will continue to get better by performing at your best. That was kind of a mouthful, but I really do hope that just made sense. So yeah, please give me feedback on this. Did this make sense? Or you're like, okay, Solution, I do understand what you're trying to say. I'm always going to go into bold. I'm always going to go in bold with whatever I'm trying to do to achieve my goals. Or you could tell me, Solution, you could have made this make more sense. You could have used better examples. You could have said this. You could have made this way simpler for me to understand. Or you could have said this thing that would have definitely hit my brain neurons really well. I would have been able to understand it, absorb it, and take action to make sure I'm going in bold with full conviction and full intensity with whatever I'm trying to do. Let it all down in the comments so I can read them. And I love all feedback because it can all help me become a better YouTuber and make better mental exercises that better serve you guys so you can achieve your goals. And if you liked it, please, please, please like the video, boost this in the algorithm so more guys can see this and make sure that they're going to everything bold, because they can get comfortable sooner and become more confident, perform better, which will increase the likelihood that they achieve their goals. So with that being said, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.